Yes, Molly. So today we will be starting The Undeserved Reward by Premchand. Okay, now first we will know about the writer, Munshi Premchand, as we lovingly call him. His this Premchand is his pen name. Okay, his actual name was Dhanpat Rai Srivastav, and he wrote short stories, novels, biographical sketches, and he wrote in Urdu, and then he started writing in Hindi. So whatever he wrote first in Urdu and then in Hindi. His depiction of the hopes and aspirations, the little triumphs and sorrows of the rural folk as well as the lower middle classes is unparalleled in Indian literature. So he is a very popular writer in Indian literature, and he has in-depth he writes the characters and the situations which deals with everyday life. As you read the story Undeserved Reward, you yourself will realize, and the little hopes, aspirations, our dreams, desires as lower middle class or maybe middle class. So he writes about those things, and it is very relatable. That is why he became very popular in Indian literature. Authenticity of character portrayal and simplicity of style remain the salient features of Premchand's work. Two of his novels, Gaban and Godan, these are very famous. Just a second, Molly. Can you hear me?
Ma'am, actually your voice is stucking in the middle, ma'am.
Okay. Just a second, wait. Okay. Can you hear me now, Molly?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So his two very popular novels, that is Gaban and Godan, are very popular, and they have been adapted into movies, okay, in Indian cinemas. And he has written many short stories, and his very popular short story is Hira Moti. Okay, so this is all about the writer. Please open page number 63 of your book, and we will begin. Our district officer is a man of learning. He has done considerable research in history and in old coins. Okay, so here he is telling us about his district officer, the place where he stays, and he talks about the district officer of that place, and he has high regard for him. Okay, why? Because he's a man of learning, and he even has time to pursue his hobbies. And what was his hobby? That he was interested in old coins. Okay. God alone knows how he finds time for it in the midst of his official duties. I have read his works and am a secret admirer of his. So the writer, the author, admits this, that he is a secret admirer of the district officer. Okay, why? Because he is a man of great learning, and apart from his learning, he also has time to pursue his hobbies. And this is also something great, because generally people, after doing the everyday work, they don't find time to pursue their hobbies. So this is a great thing, and he has also read few of his works, which makes him his secret admirer. His being the district officer is, however, a barrier between us. Now, why he calls this as a barrier between them? Because again, here he talks about the class, because he is the district officer, and obviously he is a government official. He has high respect, and these are local people, general people. So that is a barrier between both of them. I am certain that if I take the initiative in meeting him, it would, as usual, be misconstructed. So he says that even though I like him, I admire him, but but suppose if I try to meet him, people will think that it is for I'm trying to take some benefit. That is the reason I want to meet him. Now, see, this was a previous day in previous times. Now also, the people have this tendency that if someone is meeting government officials, generally they want some work to be done. So that will be misconstructed or misunderstood. Okay. and I am not prepared for this at any cost. Now, from this also, see, we can see the character sketch of the author, because he is also a man of dignity, and he's not ready that people will misunderstand him for his thinking him that he wants to take advantage of the district officer. So he is not interested in meeting him. And I am one of those who are even against inviting government officials to preside over public functions. And he is not very much interested in inviting. See, in India, you know, and when he wrote this story in the backdrop of maybe a town or a village, so that time, you know, government officials were invited to in many functions for inauguration, or maybe for some setting of something. So he says that he is against those things. He is not in favor of those practices. Okay. Whenever I hear that a school, a hospital, or a widow's home has been named after a governor, I feel sorry at the mentality of my countrymen. Please underline this line. This is a very important line. So he says that he is not that type of a person who will always consider inviting government officials for opening of a school, or maybe a hospital, or for that matter, a widow's home. And he says that I do not like this mentality. He feels that the person who has this kind of mentality are sick. That is why he says that I feel sorry for the Yeah, Molly, yes.
Ma'am, can you tell me which line to underline?
Yes, the last line of the first paragraph. I feel sorry at the mentality of my countrymen. Because he says, why does he say this? He says this because he feels that our countrymen always want to take some or the other benefit from the government official. That is why they invite these people for all these occasions. Okay, the first paragraph is clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. One day I was asked by the district officer to come and see him. Now see, as the gradually you will find the story unfolds, you will see that how things changed and why the story is titled Undeserved Reward. So one day he was asked by the district officer to come and see him. Okay, I found myself in a predicament. Now predicament means unpleasant situation, and therefore he consulted all his friends. The friends whom I consulted advised me not to go. Okay, now see, he wanted to have an opinion from his friends, and they all of them advised him not to go. And why? Because they had their own reasons. Their argument was that if it had been in connection with some official matter, I would have had no choice. But in this case, I had been asked to come for a private interview, and it was not obligatory for me to go. So he says that if it was regarding some official matter, then it was mandatory to go, but it was not that. So it is his choice. If he want, he can go. If he doesn't want, he might not visit. They even suggested that I had been insulted by being summoned like this. So, you know, the friends were saying that, you know, you are just asked to come to the office. So this is a kind of disrespect. So just don't go, because it does not deal with, the meeting does not deal with any official matter. So his friends advised him not to join the meeting. If he is so keen to meet you, they said, why doesn't he come to see you? So he says that if the officer really wants to meet you, he should have come to see you, not why is he calling to you. So when will these Indian officers realize that outside the office, they are as good or as bad as any other person? Underline this line also. So his friends say that, see, you know, they are general people like us, but when they are inside the office, they just, they are very proud of their position or the post. And that is the reason he's trying to take advantage of this. But in general, they are just like us. As good or bad as any other person means they are just like us. So his friends, the author's friends, advise him not to join or not to go. Probably they cannot forget.
Can you tell which line to underline?
Yes, please underline this line. Indian officers realize that outside the office they are as good or as bad as any other person. probably they cannot forget that they are officers even when they are with their wives. Then, you know, like when a group of friends are sitting, one topic is being discussed, and then lot many views on that topics are expressed. So here also, when so many friends were sitting, they all were talking about government officers and government officials. So people, his friends started joking also, and they just told that, you know, government officers are they always want their position to be high, one up, and they don't even realize this when they are with their family, especially even with their wives. Then another friend who kept a treasure chest of jokes about government officers related the story of an officer who went to his in-laws to fetch his wife. When the father-in-law insisted that the girl should be allowed to stay on with them for another month, the officer came back enraged and issued summons for the arrest of the father-in-law. The next day, the old man came with the daughter and begged forgiveness. Now see, a humorous situation has been related by the friend, and because he was always joking about government officers and officials, he gave an incident where a government officer went to take back his wife, and the father-in-law wanted the girl to stay for another month, and the officer became so angry that he returned, and next day immediately he summoned the father-in-law and sent a warrant for arrest. And the father-in-law was very much afraid, and he immediately asked for forgiveness and he brought back the girl. So these are the jokes they were talking, and they all were advising him not to go and meet with the officer. Are you following, Molly?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. In his opinion, these district officers were a snooty lot, and you know, they were the friends were telling they were very authoritative, they were very proud of of their position, and so all the friends advised him not to be very close with officers like this and to stay away from them. So he advised me to keep away from them. His opinion was that since I was not interested in being appointed a Nayab Tehsildar or a recommendation for my son, there was precious little that I could expect to gain from his acquaintance. If I wrote a story or an article which was considered seditious, I would anyhow be arrested, and no mercy would be shown to me merely because I knew the district officer. Now we say that because there was a chance that he might be appointed as Nayab Tehsildar. Now see, Nayab Tehsildar meaning is already there in the book. It means an assistant officer, okay, in a district. So, and he was not interested in being appointed, and nor was did he want any kind of recommendation for his son, because if a government official will recommend, that person might get a good job anywhere in the country. So he was not interested in either of these things. And if he wrote any article or story about this, and which if it is considered that, oh, he is just wanting the people, or he is writing against the officials, he might get arrested, and then nobody will say that, oh, he knew that officer, and nobody will talk in his favor. Okay, so up till here clear, Molly?
Yes, ma'am.